Have you ever wondered how much and much could potentially affect your life? As an ordinary South African or as ordinary citizen, have you ever think about how immediately or in the future much and much could affect your life financially? Let's look at few sectors or few industries that you are involved in that much and much have an impact on its daily function. Sector number one will be tourism. Tourism will be heavily affected by much and much due to influx of people coming from outside to visit the country. We're looking at housing. Housing or property will be affected. That sector will be affected heavily because landlord will have no tenant. Tenant will be leaving. We have agriculture. Agriculture will be affected heavily also because stop and start that much and much have on that sector. And then we have transportation, which is the big one for me. Transportation is very big. It's going to be affected as well. So if you're involved in these four sectors, your livelihood will be affected. And stay until the end of the video. I will give you a bonus one, number 5, that will definitely be affected by much and much. My name is Nkosi and welcome back. Let's dive into these sectors. I mentioned tourism. So guys, on the past weekend we just had Durban July. It was amazing weekend. It was amazing event. The event is almost 129 years. Guys, Durban July has been in existence for 129 years. Wow, that's a long time. So tourism will be affected. Correlating that or connecting that to Durban July, the Durban July event, we're going to see the figure when the figure comes out, like how many people were there, the attendance, the revenue that they generated, not the money that they put in, they injected in, the revenue that they generated from the event itself, because the event itself contributes a lot. Like it's contribute like 50 million rand in tax of people going to that event. So the event is a really big economic ecosystem that affects positively the province of KwaZulu-Natal. So tourism really is going to be affected, especially if much and much continue happening every Thursday. Yes, we want much and much to happen. We want it to continue, but have you ever sit down and reflect just how much is going to affect you as an individual? Imagine tourism sector where you work in. If you are working in tourism sector, now there's no more tourists coming. There's no more tourists coming. There's no more visits to these places where you work at. There's no more influx of people that come and visit these sites. So it's going to affect you directly. It's really going to affect you directly. Let's look at another sector, which is housing or property. Property will be affected because now there's no tenants, because most of these buildings in town, especially commercial building in town, the tenants are foreigners. So people who owns commercial building will suffer a lot. People who owns commercial building will be affected a lot because now they don't have tenants. Now, if you worked for housing sector or in the housing sector, your life will be affected. So for example, you're a cleaner at a building. You don't have any more building to clean. You understand? So every industry will be affected one way or the other. Whether positively or negatively, every sector will be affected. I mentioned agriculture. Agriculture also will be affected heavily. Let's look at transportation. Transportation, wow, I can go on for days with transportation. Transportation will be affected heavily because when the taxis are not moving, people are not commuting to work. When people are not commuting to work, transporters, they're not making money. The public transport is not making money if people are not going to work. If there's shutdown every Thursday, people aren't going to work, then the transportation sector or the transportation industry is getting affected. So this will be seen as time goes by, how much is being affected. So it's something that I'm bringing up so that we can sit down and think about it. Think about how this every Thursday much and much will affect your life. Tourism, housing or property, agriculture, and transportation. And these are the key sectors of an economy. These are the key sectors of an economy because transportation move people around. from work to home or from home to work. Housing, this is where people stay, people do their lovely day-to-day businesses. Then tourism is people who come and see sightseeing, visiting cities, coming to events like Durban July. And the last sector or the last industry is textile. Textile will be affected heavily because most people who worked in those sectors, the machinists who worked in those sectors, were people from Malawi and these people from outside, foreign people. Now, if a bunch of them will leave at the same time, trust me, the industry or that sector will be hit heavily, because this industry need to prepare itself for something like that. So now, if a huge number of people just vacate the work they were doing, that industry will get affected negatively. Yes, we need to train machinists, we need to train young, vibrant machinists who can work in the textile industry, but we need to do it gradually until it gets to a certain level where now it's all South African, it's all local people. So these are the 4 sectors that will heavily be affected by March and March. And I gave you the bonus, which is textile, which will also be heavily affected by March and March, especially if March and March keep on happening on every week, every Thursday, as they said. So think about it, keep it in mind, and just comment down below which sector or which industry you belong to and how do you think that will affect your life. Okay, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. And share this thing to your friends if you find value in it. It's your boy Nkosi. Peace.